This is sports stuff. Betting stuff.
Betting stuff.
Ciao.
The only sports betting podcast
With
you can
evil
have.
toddlers that want to drive us nuts.
Boo-hoo.
Boo hoo.
Ooh, ooh. Hopefully nobody in Jim's house has a broken nose. It's
Nah, she's
pretty
fine.
confirmed that that is not the case, but you never know.
Never
Never
know.
know.
We can never be sure.
P's and P's just in case.
Emergency room visits galore. This is Sports Stuff Betting Stuff, number one sports betting podcast coming out of the Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff Enterprise. I am your host, the original degenerate, Muff. Howdy,
Hello, Muff.
folks. Howdy, folks. Joined alongside the Ohio Homer, the Ohio Degenerate, and the capo of the Midwest Crack House, Jim.
Puck drops in 2 weeks, I think. Pretty sure. Week and a half.
About a week and a half, yeah. October 9th, I believe, is the first Pens game. So
Let's go.
Are you gonna get the Amazon Prime NHL Red Zone equivalent, Jim?
I know. Well, we'll
I
see.
have no idea how much it costs. Just
We'll
that it's a
see.
thing.
If it costs extra, probably not.
I'm sure it does.
Then no.
There might be like a 1 or 2 week free trial, one of those type of
You know,
deals.
I caught a lot of Kraken games on the Hulu,
Mm,
so I don't really think I have the need for it.
there we go.
Muff, you keep fading. I don't know, Alex, if you see it, but he keeps fading every time he leans back.
I think it's like the camera readjusting. Not
Yeah.
really.
Now it's not doing it. I don't know what was up.
So now we just have Muff looking.
Like, there it goes.
And last but certainly not least, the other half of the original degenerate crew, the medical degenerate, Alex.
That's me.
For any new listeners, I don't know. We had a significant number of additional downloads last week, and they all seem to be on Thursday.
Maybe they like our betting takes.
Either that or there's a glitch in the matrix. But so if we have any new listeners, how this works is we will go through our games from last week, our best bets. We'll go over the specialty picks from last week, and then we will get into this week's college football and NFL slate. And then we'll bring you this week's best bets and special picks. But before we do that, we have to make sure that loyal listeners as well as new listeners remember what our special items of good luck are, our totems, our tokens, starting this week with Alex.
Mine is my tie-dye Ogilvy golf hat that was my grandfather's. It is a vintage. It's got the green underside. You can't get this anywhere else, folks.
No, you cannot. My item of good luck, although that will be put to the test after 1 week and see how committed I am to this bit, is my new WVU, what do we call it? Conductor's cap. Is that the
Thrift,
best way?
your thrift find.
Yeah, it was straight from Topper Thrift at West Liberty University. And Jim's totem item of good luck is
I got the Ohio State True Blue Homer hat with the Ohio State flag on the bill. Red hat, loving it. 2 weeks of goodness. Let it ride.
Say for you so far, so good.
Yeah, let it ride. I'm about it. It's good stuff.
all right. Uh, is FanDuel still our exclusive betting app?
FanDuel's my exclusive betting app.
It's my exclusive betting app.
I'm cheating on it.
Are you still using it?
I'm still using it. I'm
All
still
right.
using it.
Stepping out now and then.
I have found that FanDuel is good for most of the promos, but like Caesars is still giving me free money. So keep giving me the free money.
Okay. FanDuel is our mostly exclusive betting app.
Unless you're
Unless,
jamming, then sometimes you cheat on it.
and sometimes you cheat. Sometimes I guess that's necessary. All right, let's get into last week's recap, starting with the winner of last week, Jim.
Yeah, 6-4. Overall record 19-18, so 1 to the good team. I did lose the Miami versus Virginia Tech. I didn't even know that game was an early game, so I'm kind of upset about it. But I hit the BYU plus 3.5 over Baylor. Lost the Ole Miss game. Had Ole Miss minus 17.5. They got beat. Hit the Arkansas plus 4.5 against Texas A&M. Lost the Bowling Green minus 8.5 to Old Dominion. Pretty sure Old Dominion won.
They did.
It did.
Illinois covered plus 17.5 against Penn State. Marshall hit the minus 3.5. Oklahoma hit the minus 2.5 against Auburn. The Steelers and the Colts hit the over, baby. And the Texans did not cover the 6.5 against the Jags. That was my loss in the NFL.
That is Jim's record 6-4 for the week, 19-18 overall. Alex, did you confirm that Jim did not manipulate any of these lines?
I did not confirm that, but I'm choosing to trust him.
I
I think
definitely
he
did not
learned
this time
from his
around.
shaming, and we overlapped on enough between all of us that they seem
They seem legit.
Unless he's deep into the fake now.
deep fakes.
Deep fakes. Next is Alex for this week.
I was 2-4, not a good week. I lost Oklahoma State plus 4.5 Kansas State. I won BYU plus 3.5 at Baylor. Lost the Mississippi State Texas over. Won the Illinois plus 17.5 at Penn State, and then I lost both my NFLs. I've not been good in the NFL at all. Texans minus 6.5 at versus the Jags was a loss, and the Bills plus 2.5 was miserably wrong at the Ravens.
Yes, it was. That was miserable, along with my record. Well, Alex is 2-4 the week, 12-17 overall. Miserable along with my record for this week, which was 1-5, which brings me to 12-15 overall. Miami, Florida did not cover in Thursday night football. Ole Miss did not cover against Kentucky. My lone win was Oklahoma to cover, traveling to Auburn, and then my losses were Bowling Green did not cover, the Texans did not cover, and the Bills and Ravens did not go over the 46.5. Sad week for me in the betting world. I did not dive into parlays like I did last week, so it's big old losses all down the board this week. Which brings us to our specialty picks, starting with the Mike All-Star Hit Stick Pick of the Week.
Pow, pow, pow.
We took the Texans to cover, hosting the Jags. That's a loss, bringing the All-Star Hit Stick Pick to 2-3 for the season. In the Midwest Mobster Risky Pick,
Get out of here.
we were woefully wrong with this one. Terribly wrong.
I felt so
Awfully
good.
wrong. We took the Bills money line, traveling to Baltimore, and the Ravens put the whooping on them.
Oh, woman.
And last, in the Sell the Nutting Team Bob parlay. It was a little premature, Jim.
I know. That's my story of my life.
We only had one of the four legs hit. I don't even remember who that was.
I think it was me because I won, right?
Oklahoma minus 2.5.
I think we all had that though, didn't we? Alex, did you have
I
that?
did not.
So it was either you or me, Jim, and I don't know which one of us it was.
Well, the all-stop pick on the list, right? No, that was not me.
Timing order. Mine was the Bills.
They're not in order. I put them in order of the games happening this week.
Mine was the Bills.
Yeah, I knew it was Jim or I just didn't remember which one. I would say it was probably Jim because I don't think Jim was going to take Bowling Green in that one.
No, I don't think so either, but whatevs.
It's a loss. Didn't hit. Chalk it up. Another loss. Again, we just need to hit that like twice this year, and it's profitable. So
yeah,
that's all we need to do. All right, that brings us into this week's game, starting in the NFL on Thursday night, Amazon Prime with Kirk Herbstreit and Al Michaels. They actually have a game to call this week. Bucks at Falcons. Falcons favored by 1.5, over under 43.5.
This is toy like a tiger. I want to lean Falcons here. I'm thinking about it, but the Thursday thing, I'm sure there's a lot of analytics here. I probably will stay away, but oof. What will happen is Thursday will come. I'll get some kind of promo, and I'll just drop some like anytime scores here and watch the game.
I'm leaning more towards the Bucks in this one. I just think it's Baker Mayfield's week to show out in a prime time game, especially after it being called into question how much he truly wants to win when he was compared to Tom Brady.
I see.
So
I'm gonna let that go. I'm not gonna get in that conversation. This is the betting show.
I lean in this game more towards the Falcons.
and this is why we don't take Thursday night games.
Yeah.
Sunday NFL football starting in London town, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, as the Jets take on the Vikings. Vikings favored by 2.5, over under 40.5.
So this is my gut. I have no real factual information. I think Rodgers links up with one, if not two, of his key receivers here, and I think the Vikings fall off. So I'm leaning towards the Jets here, and I kind of want to say Jets money line.
That's fair. I'm going to treat this like a Thursday game.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. If not, Alex was going to say that. But like this gut feeling feels like this might be one of my NFL games. Like
Feeling real
it's
good about it.
juicy. Yeah, like I just think he's catching his receivers are catching so much shit for not having chemistry. Like if you look at all the fantasy, because I have all three of his freaking receivers, and then if you look at like the New York talk and the Twitters, like they're blaming all the receivers for the lack of chemistry with him. And I just think like they go on this London vacation and it's like they play foosball at the hotel and all of a sudden it clicks. And I think like they go on a tear for like the next 3 or 4 games.
Alex,
That's just
Alex, did you
my
hear
gut.
this?
Yeah,
Not that Jim's choosing the Jets because that's going to be situational, but the Jim has 3 Jets receivers on his
I
fantasy
do.
football team by choice.
I did well, not by choice.
because
Not by
who's
By
choice.
throwing?
choice. Did you not draft or pick up these players? That's a choice.
Who's
Well,
throwing to them?
Aaron
I
Are you
Rodgers.
supportive? That's what I think he's coming at here.
I think I had to out of
I had
necessity.
to.
I definitely drafted Garrett Wilson,
Right.
and I justified that with the Ohio Homer thing.
Yes.
And then as
And
the
then
draft progressed, I was like, oh shit, I need receivers. Well, here we go.
Aaron Rodgers is throwing the ball. That's a good option.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that out loud for you. No.
But in your head games, you said that, right?
Mm, I will not. I played the fifth.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna treat this like a Thursday game because it truly would be a short week for these teams because they're traveling to London,
Yeah.
which means they're pretty much losing a day.
They're probably there now.
That's
Yeah.
assuming that they practice all the time anyway.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like, what are they losing? They're not losing shit because they don't really practice anyway.
I
Like,
mean,
what are they
they're
losing?
losing preparation time on
They don't
field
really
time.
prepare. They just go out there and throw the ball around. Like at this point, Alvin Kamara doesn't even
Well,
like he
game
shows up
prep.
on Sunday.
Well, I mean, game prep though is different. Yeah, they might not be like hardcore like
I don't think they're really
practicing,
prepping.
practicing, but
Yay. Jim is calling into question the professionalism of the NFL.
At this point, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think
Alex,
they're
any thoughts on
fine at
this
one point
game?
or another. Uh, Not really. No, I actually kind of think the Vikings keep rolling, if I'm being honest. But
They lost, didn't they?
no,
They are undefeated. Undefeated, Jim.
I feel like Jim's not believing us.
I believe you.
Okay, your face said otherwise.
I believe you.
Face. I can't
Please,
help my
Jim,
face.
listen, just so everyone knows, we're recording this on Tuesday night, which means that there's a vice presidential debate going on. So fact checking is very much permitted during the show this week.
I said I believe you.
Yeah, I'm staying away. Ravens at Bengals. Ravens favored by 2.5, over under 50.5. Bengals coming off a win, or Ravens coming off a good win, great win, some would say, over the Bills. Traveling to
That was very
Cincinnati.
Trumpian of you.
I was just about to
Good.
say.
Some would say
That was
great.
Some would say
great.
great.
Great win. That one was
Huge.
huge. It was huge.
I did not go that far.
You were one step away.
I
Have you met
was.
us? You will always take it somewhere, and Jim and I will take it that much
You
farther.
guys take it the extra step.
For sure.
A hammer with the largest anvil you can find, the Ravens to cover.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. It hurts because I hate the Ravens.
I don't necessarily agree with you, and I'm staying away.
That a
Because
Hummer type situation, or
I, I think
because
the Bills' victory might have been a fluke.
Bird, it's cold in here. There must be a Joe in the atmosphere.
Joey. Ice.
Joey.
All right.
Maybe he'll
Moving
be
on.
all maybe he'll be iced out for this game. He has had some interesting outfits coming in, Jim.
I said okay, Muff. I don't know what to do with you. Like you're making me uncomfortable.
Is he Joe Namath? Is he like Joe Namath now? Is he gonna
God
wear
damn. All right, so
Are we making you uncomfortable?
Panthers and the Bears. Bears getting 3.5 or giving 3.5 over under 42. How we feel about the Bears and Panthers here? Getting off this Joe Burrow train.
Why are
Uh,
you uncomfortable talking about Joe Burrow?
I think it's the way you're going about the conversation. I feel
I lean
weird.
on the Bears.
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna lean. I'm actually gonna lean towards the Panthers. Andy Dalton just just does enough. I mean, he's gonna be smart. Who knows? I mean, Caleb Williams is gonna get his yards. He's gonna get some stats, but is he able to put the game away? And that's where I think the Andy Dalton factor comes in. I'm not that confident in saying Panthers plus the points, but I'm not confident either way.
I lean Bears here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I already said I lean Bears. I
Yeah.
don't have a great breakdown, but
The Dolphins at the Patriots. Dolphins favored by 1.5, over under 35.5. This is a toilet bowl game.
I like the Pats. I don't understand like why it's a toilet bowl game. The Pats have what do the Dolphins have that make you think they have a chance here?
The fact that Vegas says that they are favorites.
I don't know. To me, I'm leaning towards the Patriots on this one. I lean a lot on this week.
I think a week with Snoop Huntley in the locker room, an additional week to prepare. I think they have a different game plan for him this week. I think the offense is better than it
Okay.
was. So I'm still staying away because I have no desire to watch this game or want to keep up with what's going on. But yeah, I think the Dolphins are a different team than we saw on Monday night against the Titans. Next, the Bills at the Texans. The Bills favored by 1.5, traveling to Houston, over under 47.5.
yeah, this is one I'm staying away from for sure.
Tank Dell back. What's his face suspended for the Bills for 4 games. Miller, Von Miller,
Von
suspended
Miller.
4 games.
He's been suspended.
I think he got another. They just upheld it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just don't know how many games he's in. I think he was one of those casualties of
He'll be out
the
till
week
week
two.
8.
Okay.
So
Oh, he appealed and was
yeah,
waiting and got it. That's how that went
yeah.
down. I forgot the circumstances.
Um.
Interested observer in this
Oh,
game.
if I can catch the game,
I'm gonna put in here as a lean the over 47.5 in this one.
Diggs against his former team. I think he shows out.
I mean, I hope it's a good game, but I just don't feel confident one way or the other team wise to pick here.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna let it ride.
With the Texans.
Yeah.
There you go. Colts at Jags. Jags favored by 2.5, over under 46.5. Talk about a tale of 2 weeks here. Colts favored against the Steelers, and then our underdogs against the Jags.
I
Well,
know.
what's his face is hurt now.
I, I mean, in some ways, Joe Flacco is an upgrade for that team as far
Yeah.
as the type of offense they are.
Yeah.
And the Jags are defeated right now.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Joe Flacco looked good. I mean,
I mean, I understand the second half, the Colts defense may be called into question a little bit, so maybe they're thinking the Jags are just going to be able to score points. But the Jags defense is not world beaters.
I mean, I'm gonna take ETN for an anytime touchdown score. I'll tell you that much.
I think you do this most weeks.
Yes.
And the Jags have sucked, so I don't know how much that's hitting for you.
What week are we on?
5.
I think last week was the first week it didn't hit me.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna stay away. I don't want any part of that. Browns at Commanders.
Bum, ba bum, bum,
bum
bum,
bum bum
bum.
bum bum.
The Commanders saved by 3, over under 43.5. Jaden Daniels, hot hand. Deshaun Watson, cold hand.
Well,
I like,
depends on
yeah,
what kind of oil
right.
he's using.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I lean pretty heavily on the Commanders here.
Ugh, I yeah. If I'm gonna stay away. I don't know why. I just something feels weird about this. Um, maybe it is Deshaun Watson's hands, but
That don't feel
I'm gonna
weird to me.
I'm gonna stay away. Cardinals at 49ers. 49ers favored by 7.5, over under 49.5. You should
Um,
want to say the 49ers.
but also the Cardinals don't always look bad, so I could see them covering that. I don't feel good about this game as far as betting goes, but I think it's a wider spread than I was expecting.
Let's see. The 49ers have Debo, is George Kittle, I think, is questionable again. Um, I mean, the
So
Cardinals just lost 42-14 to the Commanders.
that's true.
Like that's what I mean, I don't think it was gonna get above like 6 or 7 points really in this game, but um I mean that should give us cause for optimism for the Niners to cover.
Yeah, no, I guess you're right when you put it that way. That's why we talk it through, but I'm still gonna stay away from it.
Uh, Fred
Well,
Warner's out. Fred Warner's out,
mm,
or is intended to be out. I mean, he's one of their main stalwarts in the middle of that defense at linebacker.
yeah, but
That
that's what
could
I'm
be.
saying. I think that this should be that the Cardinals are like 5.5 point underdogs.
I don't know. I'm gonna stay away. Not gonna
Yeah,
mess
me
with it.
too.
Raiders at Broncos. Broncos favored by 2.5, over under 36.5.
The under?
With the way the Broncos are playing, yes, that should be a a great opportunity.
Hopefully, something more exciting to watch is on.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we've got a couple suitors coming down the line, Alex. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away. Don't want to watch it. Don't
That's
really
how I
feel
feel
anything,
about
but
it.
I don't have any red flags to put up with the under there, Jim.
I'm flirting with it. I'm flirting.
Packers at Rams. Packers favored by 3, over under 47.5. Jordan Love, obviously, came on in the second half of last week's game. Packers traveling to LA, or traveling, yeah. I would lean towards Packers,
Doing a lot of leaning. For a podcast, it's supposed to be giving advice and following our bets. Basically, whatever you want to do, lean it for a little bit. That's our advice for the NFL.
I mean, yeah. Am I the only one that Alex is heavy on the NFL this week for
I know.
saying that
I have
Alex is
some.
not
I
good
feel
in
like
the
I was gonna
NFL?
say. I feel like for the most part, I've been pretty solid on. Like, hey, here's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to bet every game, Jim. I understand that it's a strategy that hasn't backfired on you yet this far, but
I'm just saying when we go to like this game, what do we think? Lean. This game, what do we think?
if I was
Lean.
convicted in my opinion, Jim, I would pick it as a best bet.
I understand. I did the same thing. I'm not pointing the gun at one person here. I too would lean the Packers.
Gun to my
So,
head, I would take the Packers. There's not a gun to my head, so I will not be taking the Packers.
all right. Giants at Seahawks. Seahawks served by 6.5 over under 43.5.
I think the Seahawks are more healthy.
Kenneth Walker was back and played, and
I thought they looked pretty good, the Seahawks. I mean, I like them here.
The Giants are they benching what's his face, Daniel Jones?
yes.
I I don't see why the Seahawks don't hit. I'll hammer that one, I think.
I'm on them.
Drew Lock is starting this game for the Giants, so for that reason, I'm going to stay away. The unknown of a new
What the
starting
hell about
quarterback.
Drew Lock says, you know what? Stay away. Give me
Because
something about
it's a quarterback that nobody's really seen on the field in a year and a half. He's a he's a different type of quarterback than Daniel Jones. This would be some of the difference we see between Joe Flacco and Anthony Richardson. Not fully because Drew Lock
all
is
right.
still mobile, but he is definitely, I think, more of a passing quarterback. So I'm gonna stay away. And in NFL or Fox's game of the week, as I'm sure it will be, the Cowboys traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Steelers favored by 1.5 over under 42.5.
I don't. I don't know. I don't bet these games. I don't bet these
Sounds
games, and
Gun to
especially
your head, Alex.
it,
Gun to your head.
gun to my head. Honestly, gun to my head, Steelers.
That's what I wanted to hear right there. Muff, gun to your head.
under 42.5. And the Steelers win. Moneyline Steelers win under 42.5. It's the most likely path to victory for the under and the Steelers. I think we're going to see the defense play 60 total minutes of football. I think we're going to see TJ Watt have a good game. The
Micah Parsons out.
Cowboys are without DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons for the foreseeable future, which means Pittsburgh's offense will be a little bit more protected as far as the offensive line. And yeah, I'm going to go with the under. Ball control game for the Steelers. They want to keep the ball out of Dak Prescott's hands, limit possessions, Steelers, and the under. Is that good enough, Jim? Did I give you a good enough opinion?
I don't like the under, but
That's the most likely path to a Steelers win, is for it to be a lower scoring game. And in Monday Night Football, the Saints travel to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. The Chiefs favored by 5.5 over to 42.5.
staying away.
Yeah, the Chiefs are
Chiefs are
banged up.
too inconsistent too.
Chiefs are banged up.
I
I don't
Their
hate
offensive inconsistency are because of the injuries.
I'm a little on the Saints here.
Saints plus the points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't want any part of this. First, this is the first full week without Rashee Rice. Granted, they have Kareem Hunt in the backfield now, and not just Carson Steele. And P. Ryan, I believe, is the other back they have in their rotation.
Right?
Yeah,
I said Pete Ryan.
of course you did.
Sorry.
So Yeah, offensively, I think it's going to be an interesting week for the Chiefs. This could be another heavy Travis Kelsey, find ways to get him the ball, and some gadget plays with Xavier Worthy. So, interested to watch, but not going to be putting any monies on it.
Lame.
That ends the NFL and brings us into the college football world. Starting on Friday night, Houston traveling to Texas to take on TCU. TCU favored by 15.5, over under 50.5.
I just put this in here to bring attention to it. Should be a decent Friday night game. We actually have a cool Friday night slate, I think. Um,
Yeah,
TC probably TCU. I'm staying away, but
I don't know nothing about either one of those teams. I probably should. It's embarrassing, but like it doesn't come on my multi-channels, TCU and Houston, when I go to pick. Like TCU doesn't register and Houston doesn't register, which is weird. But so I don't know enough to bet.
I'm staying away as well. Also, Friday, we have Michigan State at Oregon. Oregon favored by 24.5, over under 52.5.
There's
mm,
nothing that says Oregon shouldn't cover that.
yeah. But does this are you gonna read into this game at all, Jim? As far as like what the outcome is from you playing Michigan State to Oregon playing Michigan State?
No. I know Columbus will, but no.
But you personally will not.
No. I don't really give a shit how they are two opposing teams. Like they're not the same teams. Ohio State and Oregon. Like they're not
Oh,
the
I agree.
same.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm more about how did you hold up against Michigan versus, but I guess you're right, saying it's two different
Yeah.
styles.
That's interesting because many times you do look at common opponents.
Yes, but in the Oregon situation, I very much feel like they're two different teams.
Okay.
I would also say that like if Penn State was Michigan State in this situation,
mhm.
I would feel very much lost. Because I think Penn State is an entirely different animal. I wouldn't know what like I think Penn State's an enigma. When we get to that game, it's going to be very confusing for me.
We will find out. I'm staying away. Syracuse at UNLV. UNLV favored by 6.5, over under 59.5. Gentlemen, lock it in. UNLV to cover in
I feel
Friday
like
night
this is a
football.
trap. I feel like this is a trap. I want to too, Muff. I even think it's on my card as like a leaner. I feel like all the bullshit hype around the quarterback situation. Syracuse is not a bad team. Will Howard is an okay
Kyle
quarterback.
McCord.
I'm sorry, yeah. Cal McCord is not a
Are you
bad
already trying to get
quarterback.
Werewolf Howard for next year?
He's already gone.
That's true.
Uh, I think you're right. I think that's the pick that should be made, but I feel like it's a trap.
Nope, no trap here. Lock it in.
You know what? I'll go with it. Screw it.
Lock it in
Uh-oh.
100. Alex.
Nope.
Saturday football. Boston College at Virginia. Virginia favored by 1.5, over under 52.5.
Give me Boston College.
Oh,
Imagine
we're
that.
still riding with them. Got it.
Imagine that. Jim, you know it's not the red bandana game, right?
Don't care.
Okay. As long as
Noah and I talked about the game today, and he got me juiced up again.
You
Is
really
Noah
would
like
like
is
to
Noah a
know your
closet BC fan too?
I started to think so. We got on him today, but he got me so juiced up for it. I was like, "Yeah,
Next we have Pitt at North Carolina. Pitt favored by 2.5, over under 64.5.
hammer and pit."
this hurts my soul, but I like Pitt here. If I'm looking at this objectively just as a betting show, I've got to say I think Pitt covers this.
I'm also on Pitt, Jim.
All right, boys.
God, I don't know if I can stomach making him a best bet. Please tell me we have other shit in common because I don't know if I can do it.
All right. Next we have UCLA at Penn State. Penn State favored by 27.5, over under 46.5.
Muffin.
Penn State wins.
Do they cover?
Yes, they cover this one.
I see. I want to hammer that too bad. I probably will on Saturday morning. I want to put it as my bonus bet on Caesars so I can make my money. I was waiting for this conversation here.
I mean, you should use Boston College, buddy,
I mean, it's Boston College. Like
or
I want
Pitt.
to make. Again, I want a sure thing, and I feel like Penn State is the sure thing.
UCLA traveling across the country. I think it's their first travel in Big Ten play.
Give me it. Give me it. Give me it. All I needed was Muff. All I need is a muffin. All I need is you.
Missouri at Texas A&M. Texas A&M favored by 1.5, over to 48.5. I know Alex wants to be on Missouri here.
I know. I always like Missouri here. I
Give me
always like
it.
Missouri, period. And
Give me it.
yeah, it's
Give
on my
me.
card right now. I mean, it is. And yeah,
Can I take it money line and make more money?
you can. I'm proud of you.
Pretty sure I might do that too.
Yay. This is, I think, Missouri's first test.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with that.
I'm not saying that they don't stand up to that test and pass that test. I'm just saying this is the first game where we actually get to see them against an opponent that should give them some trouble, or at least give some resistance.
I like the over here too, but I'm not gonna get too crazy unless I get some bonuses on Saturday.
Jim's challenging the size of the graphics again. SMU at Louisville. Louisville favored by 6.5, over under 56.5. Anybody? Bueller?
No. No, I put it there because Louisville's been kind of an interesting team, but so is SMU occasionally, so I'm just staying away.
I think it's on. Is it on my card? It might have been on my card. I like SMU here. Gun to my head, but I'm not gonna bet it because the graphic for Muff. But like gun to my
Oh,
head, I would
don't
take
let
it.
that be the thing that
I'm
stops you,
doing it for
brother.
Muff, really.
Don't let that be the thing. If you've got it, Jim, do it.
In your heart of hearts.
I mean, I will probably like bet that game as well Saturday. But yeah, I'm not. It's not my best bet. I would take SMU.
Did you like come into a small fortune somewhere? You're betting every game.
I bet a lot of games with this bonus money, Muff.
Iowa at Ohio State. Ohio State favored by 19.5, over under 44.5. Do you expect that to be a bigger line, Jim?
No,
You didn't? Okay.
no. I mean, historically, Iowa catches them. So like,
At Ohio State.
I think Ohio State covers.
30, oh, 30, 35-ish points for Ohio State.
I could see the over hitting as well.
Yeah, about 35 to 14, somewhere in that range is what they're. It's a little bit less than that. 31.
I could see the over hitting.
31 to 13. Yeah, I think the over's something to consider there. App State at Marshall, the Thundering Herd, favored by 3.5, over to 58.5.
I think Marshall covers that. Marshall is a good team.
Is this your recency bias of watching them play against Ohio State?
I bet them last week and they won.
Alex?
Alex stepped away.
I'm here.
Alex is back.
Where are we? Sorry to
App
tinkle.
State, Marshall.
Stay away.
I
I don't.
like.
Every time I bet on Marshall, I blow it for him. So I'm not going to put him through that again.
We
It's
said that
not-
last time.
I know, and Marshall covered, but if I
Yep.
would have bet them, they
Yeah.
would not have covered.
There it is.
It purely hinges on me.
Not you, Jim. Not you. Just Alex.
Yeah.
Ole Miss at South Carolina. Ole Miss favored by 9.5, over to 53.5. Do we have faith back in the running Rebs, Jim?
I feel like letting it ride one more time. I can't quit you, Lane. I cannot quit you. So yes, I'm gonna take Ole Miss.
But after this week,
If I get burned on it, I'll be done.
yeah. I mean, not that Ole Miss loses, but if they don't cover, then you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm staying away.
Yeah, me too.
Auburn
I
at
think this might be the last game that like I have a chance too,
okay.
because we've gone through the schedule.
Yeah. Auburn at Georgia. Georgia favored by 24.5, over under 52.5.
Staying away.
I am staying away. However, I considered Georgia because I think Georgia comes out and they're like, look, we're still Georgia.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
you're wrong.
I'm doing it. Georgia covered. Auburn's bullshit. Get them out of my screen. I did it with Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a bad ranked team. Georgia is a top 5 team. Georgia comes out and just destroys them in the first half and then just coasts in.
Yeah. But you got the Kentucky thing, you got the Bama loss. I'm nervous, so I'm staying away.
No nerves here. Lock it in. Bowling Green at Akron in the battle for Ohio. Bowling Green favored by 14.5, over under 51.5.
No, thank you.
Yeah, staying away.
Yeah.
W at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State favored by 3.5, over under 65.5. Big 12 line there, Alex. Into the 60s.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm staying away because of my usual. I don't bet on my
Gun to
team,
your head.
but I don't gun to my head under.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Um, I, I will say if WVU pulls this one out, going into the coal rush, Iowa State, that's going to be even more exciting.
So my question for you, and this is going to be insultive. I don't mean it to be, but it's really a question I have.
Your
You mean
cousin.
insulting?
Yeah, it's going to be
I thought.
insulting.
Well, I thought you said assaultive at first. I'm like, are you going to
No.
insult me? I misunderstood. Okay, you're
If
insulting me,
it's,
not assaulting me.
I'm not trying to be, but I know you're going to be like, blah, blah, blah.
Your cousin.
If WVU wins,
Yes, no.
No,
that's funny. If WVU wins, is it more of a statement on Oklahoma State or is it a statement on WVU?
Oklahoma State.
See, I agree, and I didn't want to. I was really hoping you could say WVU.
I knew you were trying to bait me, but genuinely, I
No,
wasn't sure.
I was hoping to be like, no, WVU. I'd be like, all right, Alex, cool. Then I could be like, but now that you said it, it makes me okay to say it. Like, yeah, you're right.
No, yeah, I do believe that. I think Oklahoma State is not having the season that they were hyped up to be. I think Ollie Gordon's kind of, I don't want to call him a bust because he's not a bad player, but the hype that he was made out to have is not good. So, yeah, I think if WVU wins this, I lean more towards it says something about Oklahoma State more than WVU. It would be a very, very, very solid win. Um, and I think it would give us some hope going into like the Iowa State game, which is going to be a tough one. Um, so
Okay.
Yeah. Ollie Gordon, by the way, statistically, bad player this year.
yeah,
Uh,
I know. Yeah, you're right. I know what you're saying, but
yeah. Rutgers at Nebraska. Nebraska favored by 6.5, over under 41.5.
I give me Nebraska.
I would, yeah, if you forced me, I would take Nebraska in this one at home. Jim,
Why
gun
is
to
it
your
always gotta
head.
be like that?
Gun to your
Why gotta
head.
be like that? It's on my card. I was gonna take Rutgers, but like, I feel like you both are bringing me back down to reality.
Sorry?
It's on your card, then it's there.
Yeah, but it was a leaner because I was like, I'll see what the guys say. I'm feeling real strong on Shiano, but like, this is my reality
That's the
check.
only reason you feel strong about it is because Greg
Yeah,
Schiano. You cannot name one player on that Rutgers
I
team, I bet.
cannot. I cannot. They're undefeated. I'm on the Shiano hype train. Like, let's go. Really, this is their only test basically for the year. Like, I am living vicariously through this dream. And like, but like, you guys are right. Like,
Damn it.
I mean, I counter your Greg Schiano with Matt Rule.
yeah,
Done.
yeah, but Matt Rule's kind of like that drunken uncle. Like, not
And
the
what's Greg
crazy,
Schiano?
you're crazy uncle that like,
It's what? Taking meth in the back of the house and then
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh God. I don't know. I'm gonna think about this one.
they're both inebriated.
You're not wrong. Both under the influence.
Number 1, Alabama at Vanderbilt. Bama 23.5, over under 55.5. I'm just gonna stay away.
Yeah.
This is a post great win week. And you
You
just
know
never
how
know.
bad I want Vandy to catch him sleeping.
I don't think Vandy wins. I'm more concerned about Vandy covering.
Yeah.
I'd be so happy.
Why?
I just that would feel great. I want to see Vandy like
Because
have their moment.
he's a Ohio State fan.
No,
No, I'm saying if Alabama gets knocked off here by Vandy, it helps Ohio State. Yes or no?
no, absolutely not.
It does
I
help
do not
them.
want, sure, but I don't want Ohio State to be number one so early. Not at all. I have said that on record on this show. I do not want them to be number one until the very last minute. I want Vandy to have their moment in the sun to be like they knocked off. Like either I want them to catch Tennessee, and if they caught Bama and Tennessee in this year, oh my, it'd be so awesome. So no, but like
Oh no.
I lean towards the Bama's going to win this, but it'd be cool. It would be cool.
So is that a common opinion in Columbus? They don't want them to be number one?
No, I don't. I don't. Nobody said that. It's common in my familial household.
Okay.
Like my dad and like my brother, we've always talked about when they get to be number one, like it screws us up.
Got it. Just we want to be number one at the end of the year.
Right at the end.
Can't handle the target
Luck.
on your back.
No, absolutely. I'll own it. You want
I
to
mean,
beat
Nick
Michigan.
Saban's a special type of human for having that target on his back for how many
Yeah.
years?
You want to beat Michigan and that make you number
Yeah,
one.
gotcha. Well, I know it's totally different. I mean, just the playoff, I think, has a whole
Right.
different flavor of what you're
Yep.
thinking about with that positioning of your rank. So
Yep.
I don't know. That's just a different. That's different. It's different this year. That's all.
Yep.
Clemson at Florida State. Clemson favored by 14.5, over under 47.5.
DJU is out with broken fingers. Give me Clemson, hammer it home.
I'm also on Clemson. Are you buying the stock like I am, Jim?
For this game, I'm a hammering it home. That's as far as I'm going to go.
I had stock early, and I don't know if Alex really stated an opinion, but Jim thought it was a terrible, terrible, terrible
I'm not
purchase.
happy with it.
Alex,
I like Clemson here. I lean Clemson. I don't think they're going to be on my best bet sheet. I feel good about what I got for now, but I don't go against you guys at all.
all right. Tennessee at Arkansas. Tennessee favored by 13.5, 16.5 is the point line.
Here's another one that, like, I think Arkansas can catch them sleeping. I think Tennessee wins, but I'm not 100% they cover. I'm going to
I'm a
stay
little worried
away.
about that too, Jim, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
staying away.
And I mean,
Yeah.
it's at Woo Pig Sooie, so
Yeah, I'm staying away.
John Daly will probably be there.
Hmm.
Lil John might be there.
Yeah.
No, as in Lil John Daly.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna stay away. Our USC at Minnesota, USC 8.5. 50.5 is the point line. I'm staying away. That's all. Nothing.
Yeah, I think gun to my head, Tennessee will cover it, or USC will cover it. But I think Minnesota's going to come out with a chip on their shoulder and make it hard for them.
Yeah, Minnesota's one of the teams to watch out for.
Well, they're pissed off about the last game against Michigan where they got screwed on the onside kick.
Okay. Is Michigan the Kansas City of the college football world, Jim?
Uh, social media will have you say they're the Kansas City of the
Okay.
Big Ten.
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, that the cheating scandal, right? And then this referee bullshit. It's leaning that way.
All right. Speaking of cheater bugs, Michigan at Washington. Washington favored by 2.5, over under 40.5. Michigan don't travel well, and nobody has faith in them.
I like Washington, even though they lost last week. Somebody's gonna catch Michigan.
I just think it's crazy that Washington comes off a loss and goes into number 10 or goes up against number 10 Michigan and is favored.
I think they're
I
gonna get
don't.
caught.
I just I'm right? Everything says to me Michigan. Like, I don't think Washington has shown the ability to move the ball necessarily on offense, and Michigan has a top defense. Granted, we all have the concerns about what Michigan do on offense, but I don't think Washington is a defensive juggernaut either. Like, this could be Michigan running the ball in every play and winning 14-10.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad take either.
I'm not going to go with it, but this has got to be a late game, right?
I think so.
I don't know how you
Yeah,
put
I
I don't
put
know how
it
you
top
put
7:30.
Mine are, yeah, I was gonna say they're in
This
Okay.
top
is
order
the
for the most part.
Peacock game.
Okay. Here comes Saturday night.
Boom, boom, boom.
Baylor at Iowa State. Iowa State favored by 12.5, over under 45.5.
I would lean Baylor with the points.
Alex?
Mm, this was a tough one for me. I don't know. I think I stay away. If anything, maybe the over for fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from this one. Texas Tech at Arizona. Arizona favored by 5.5, over under 63.5.
I like Arizona.
Texas.
Arizona has. Go ahead.
No, I was saying Texas Tech is like a verge team, the verge of
Yeah.
being good,
I
not
just think
necessarily great.
I think Arizona has played well, and I think that because it's at Arizona, I feel like they win by a touchdown.
All right. I'm staying away. Duke, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech favored by 7.5, over under 54.5.
Duke's hot, Georgia Tech cold.
Duke hot?
I believe so. And maybe
And
I
they
put
beat
this in
North
there.
Carolina last week, but everybody's been beating North Carolina.
Hold on, Muffin.
I just don't know. I don't know. Duke has not hit my radar in any way.
They have just trying to see their schedule. They beat Northwestern. They beat a decent UConn team. I mean, they're undefeated.
They beat a decent UConn team. Why
The
do we think
UConn's not terrible for what UConn is.
It, it just sounds like you're saying they beat the best of the worst teams.
Whereas Georgia Tech has lost. They beat catching up. They beat Florida State, which Florida State is dog shit. They lost to Syracuse, and they lost to Louisville. I
Listen, you do you. I'm not going anywhere near this game. You do you, buddy.
I kind of want to lean Duke. I'm
Lean
gonna,
away. But
huh?
but 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 what?
I think I'm good. I'm good. I just wanted to talk about it.
All right, that wraps up the college football world, which brings us into our best bets. We will go in the same order that we started the show, which will be Jim, Alex, me.
I thought if you sucked, you went last. Now if you win, you go like I'm still debating mine. I thought I had the winner's privilege.
Nah, I think the winner's gone first. It's when we pick the sell the nutting team, the worst from last week gets the first pick.
All right. Well, give me Missouri plus 1.5 against Texas A&M. Give me Boston College plus 1.5 against Virginia. Give me Pitt minus 2.5 against UNC. Give me Penn State minus 27.5 against UCLA. Give me Clemson minus 14.5 against Florida State. Give me USC or Ole Miss minus 9.5 against South Carolina. Give me UNLV -6.5 against Syracuse. Give me the Texans +1.5 against the Bills. Money line gives me more money there in that situation, yeah?
Yeah, but
Give me the Bills. Take the points.
For your best bet, you might as well.
take the
All right.
points.
Texans +1.5.
If they happen to lose by 2, you would be so pissed.
All right. Give me the Texans +1.5. And give me uh give me the Steelers under 42.5. I rode with you last time. It saved my ass in the NFL on Sunday. I'll ride with you again.
All right,
Steelers.
Alex.
Till dawn. At dawn. Not till dawn. All right, I have an 8-pick slate. In the NFL, I'm going to go with 4 picks this week. I'm trying to bring it back in the NFL. Ravens -2.5 of the Bengals. Commanders -3 versus the Browns. The Seahawks -6.5 versus the Giants. The Saints +5.5 at the Chiefs. And in college, sorry, I got confused when Muff was editing my
So did I.
and then in the college world, I will take Pitt -2.5 again. See if that line wasn't so good, but man, it's hard to do. Missouri +1.5 at Texas A&M. Nebraska -6.5 versus Rutgers, and Arizona -5.5 versus Texas Tech.
And I'm going to pick UNLV to cover 6.5, hosting Syracuse. Pitt cover 2.5, traveling to North Carolina. Georgia to cover 24.5, hosting Auburn. Clemson to cover 14.5, traveling to Tallahassee. And in the NFL, I'm going to take the Ravens to cover 2.5, traveling to Cincinnati. Bills, Texans over 47.5, and Cowboys, Steelers under 42.5. Brings us into our specialty picks, starting with the Might All Stop Hit Stick Pick of the Week.
Pow, pow.
Hit.
Alex, what are you gonna do, dog?
I mean, fine.
Fine.
And the Mike All Stop Hit Stick Pick of the Week is the Panthers of Pittsburgh. Covering 2.5, traveling to Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Fine.
Next in the Midwest Mobster Risky Pick of the Week.
Get out of here.
I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to put forth some options because I have no undies, no undie dogs on my card.
Missouri.
Yeah.
I'm seeing if there's anything that I would
You
contend
left it us,
otherwise.
and now you're going against us.
No, I'm not going against you. I'm just looking at the rest of your slates to see if there's anything that I would like to hear more discussion on.
Saints or Missouri is what I have.
Jim's not on the Saints.
He's
You're
got
both on
Boston
Missouri.
College, Texans.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that I'm gonna go the other way and try to screw with you guys on this one. Nothing that would be worth
No, I mean
time.
Bucks,
Nothing that would be
Jets.
worth time to
I don't
consider.
like.
All right, boys, Missouri it is.
Yep.
The Midwest Mobster Risky Pick of the Week
Get out of here.
is Missouri Moneyline traveling to Texas A&M. And last in the Sell the Nutting Team, Bob parlay.
Oh.
Premature again, Jim. Obviously Pitt comes in there. My pick comes first because I was worst last week. I'm going to take Clemson to cover 14.5, traveling to Florida State. Next is Alex.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take the give me the Seahawks -6.5.
No faith in Drew Lock.
Nope.
That's fair.
No, yeah, it's about having faith in Geno Smith.
There we go. That's a good thought there. And Jim.
Give him. Ooh, wait, what do we got in there? Give me Missouri.
We're going to take Missouri plus the points.
Yep.
All right. In the Selva Nutting team, Bob.
Ah,
Parlay.
lasted a little longer that time. Brought to you by Blue Chew.
See how long I lasted?
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know.
Oh, see? Huh? You do?
How do you not know what Blue Chew is, Muff?
Different algorithms, buddy. Different algorithms.
I knew what it was too, Jim. It's okay.
I'm just shocked.
Pitt minus 2.5, traveling to
Like
North
he's got to
Carolina.
be messing with us.
Clemson minus 14.5, traveling to Florida State. Missouri plus 1.5, traveling to Texas A&M, and the Seahawks minus 6.5, hosting the Giants. You realize 3 of these 4 are road teams.
Yep.
It's,
Roadhound.
don't know if I like that. Well, Jim, using context clues, I know what Blue Chew is. But if you
I
would have
don't
asked
believe
me,
you don't know.
what is Blue Chew, I would have said I have no idea.
And you listen to podcasts?
Yeah, I listen to podcasts. I don't listen to the ads.
Wow.
But those are, I just tune out whenever ads come on. And I tune back in my ears.
All
I
right,
have
buddy.
laser focus. That brings us to the end of this week's episode of Sports Stuff Betting Stuff. As a reminder, you can always follow us at Sports Jim Muff on Instagram and Twitter, Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff on Facebook, on YouTube. Subscribe, comment, rate, review, poke, like, tickle.
Get the bell.
Ding ding.
Get that bell on, because when that bell rings, we know that it's time for dinner, and dinner means we made a whole lots of money from the weekend slate of betting on these football games. And come next week, it's gonna be a
Payday.